from 8 by 10 Designs, and today we are going to edit the seal of the Bishop 201. And when you download, you purchase the seal from Etsy or our website. When you get you'll get a PDF and it'll direct you to a folder to download to your computer. And when you go into the computer, this is what you have available in front of you. So you have an EPS file, a PNG file, a SVG file, and a JPEG file. To edit the seal, you can go with the EPS or the SVG file. So for this particular tutorial, I'm going to open the SVG file. We're going to wait for that to open. It's going to open right now, and it's definitely in front of you right now. So quickly, we want to talk about the way this particular seal is set up. It's set up for you to change the name and the elements, because mostly when I get messages through Etsy or the website, that's generally what people want to do, is just change the name and add the scripture or text or name, however you want to do it. And the color doesn't really change, but you can change it if you know what you're doing, or if you come through our extended plan where we can do that. So now available on Etsy, it's one where you do it yourself, and that'll be in the description. And there's one where we'll do an extended, like changing colors and adding additional elements to the seal itself. So let's get into it. So generally, as you can see the name on the seal, and sometimes I'll get people who'll say, okay, I want to add seal of the apostle. So what I usually do, because this is extended out, I usually use the arrow key and bring down the font level a little bit so I can see exactly what I'm doing, and then I will add the term apostle to it. And then I will highlight again and update the size back to the 34 points. Now here's an update. You can highlight, you can change literally the font. Like there's multiple different fonts. I have a lot of them. So it depends on what you want to do and how you want it to look, and you can play around with that. It's strictly and very flexible to use and change. If you want to make it all, I'm just trying to find a good font to add to it. Some people do, I don't want to do a whole script. Yes, I have a ton of fonts, so I just like to do different things. You know, if that happens again, we can go change the size, highlight. I want to make it, so I'm going to click on character, and I'm just going to make it all caps. And I want to make sure that it's in the middle or less. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do with it. And you can change the colors simply by just having your arrow key and going to the box ahead and changing the color. So I'm going to undo if I don't like it, and I'm going to do all of the things that I just did. But for the sake of this tutorial, I wanted to show you the flexibility that's available for this particular style. So here we're back to where we want to, and the same thing, you highlight over. Let's change, well, I do want to change the color, so click on it, change the swat color. Swats are also available on your toolbar. Some toolbars are above, mine's happen to be on the right hand side. So that's something available here. And simply the same thing with the scripture. You can make it smaller. John 4:2. And as you can see, it's not centered, so you can just highlight. Again, my toolbar is on the other side, so I can center it just by clicking center, and there you have it. Again, you want to change the color, click on the name itself. It'll appear on the box here, and you can change the color. You can also change the font. Now, the next thing we're going to work on is changing the elements that are available here. Now, this is going to be a little trick. So what I want you to do is double click and then another click, and it might take a couple of seconds. You'll be in an additional layer. All of these things will be, faded out. You will have a box around the elements. I want you to navigate up to objective and ungroup. So once you do that, you can click in an empty space. Make sure you're still in this area. You can take this out or arrange it however you want. Move them to the side, and then go back to your regular layer by double clicking and adding the element that you want. While you're clicked on it, hold the shift button. Make sure you see this arrow, and you can drag it down to change the shape of the item. Now, while it's still while you have it clicked here, you can take this eyedropper tool and go over to the element that was there and add the color. So now you have the color. So if we take this loaf of bread here and we put it here, while it's selected, eyedropper tool, let's go to this gold color. The question is, can you change the color? Yes, you can. You can change it to whatever color you want to. Now, for extended lessons on how to go and select and change the colors, you would go to our additional class to work through that, because that's a lot more. So that is in the description. And while you're in the description, like, subscribe, and ring the bell to this video. So the next question, can you change the color? Yes. Highlight, select it, go into your swatches. If you don't have swatches listed, you can just click off of the element, go into your windows, and scroll down to swatches. So that's how you will do that. Make sure it's selected, and say you just want to change it to white or like a deep red. I mean, you can make up different colors here. Here's another swatch, fill and stroke. I want to go into the fill, which is the one without the line across it, and say I want to turn it into another type of purple. I mean, it's flexible enough to do that. So thank you for watching. Again, like and subscribe. We will have some more tutorials on how to edit the seal to your liking. And this is the seal of the Bishop 201.